And hello to all my Capricorn friends, I'd like to welcome you in. My name is Scott Sagent, and today I'll be doing your free Psychic Tarot reading for May 2023. Now today they have dialed up for my great Capricorns a Celtic Cross spread. And a Celtic Cross is a great spread for general readings because it looks a little bit in the past, a little bit in the future, but it focuses the most on what is going on right here, right now, in which case is May. It is also the only spread that I do that devotes a card, a position to the environment. So there's something around you Capricorns in the month of May that Spirit wants to bring your awareness to, wants to point out, shine a little spotlight on there for you. They've also asked that I conclude your reading with something very fun. I love doing animal totems. We're going to do 2 animal totems for Capricorn. So it's going to be a transition from one characteristics of one animal into the other, removing that, going into this animal, and that's always a bunch of fun. You never know what Spirit is going to throw at us, so that's going to be fascinating as well. And we're going to conclude your reading with the rune stone, which I always do. That'll tie this nice little package of May together, at least I hope it does. So we're going to get started right now, guys, for you. The cards are already shuffled. I do that ahead of time to save us all a whole bunch of time, and we can get right to business. So I'm going to bring you in the overhead so you can watch. I'd like to share my table with you, show you what is going on. We are live and recording. What I'm doing now, Cappies, these are my ritual cuts, cutting each deck into thirds. Then I put them back together in a separate order. That satisfies the ritual aspect of tarot. It is the same procedure for personal private reading, so it's just like you're here with me now. Now, the Celtic Cross does get a little tall sometimes. I don't know how the camera is going to catch it here. Sometimes the camera goes wide, so I will move the camera around at the end just so you can see everything, so don't worry if you get cut off right here, right now. This is you and all that you are. This is what crosses you. This is what's behind you, the recent past, and this is what's in front of you, the near future. This is what's above you, something you're aware of. This is what's below you, something you're not. Then we have running up the sides with number 7, number 8, number 9, and I'm going to attempt to bend number 10 in for the sake of the camera. Not sure if you can see it or not. We'll find out in a minute. The inverts, we have 5, 6, not enough to matter. 6 out of 10. It's a little less than 2/3. I'm going to leave that how it is. I do see a couple people cards though. You're going to see if that's a person not on a discard. They say no. See if this is a person, a court card there on a discard. They say no. We have a king up here. Is this a person? They also say no. So we're using the full energy definitions of the court cards. That makes it easy for me. The last thing I have to do now is just get your major arcana cards. I don't do a lot to the Celtic Cross, but I do tack on angel cards to the majors. We got a major here. That one goes there. We have a major up here and final outcome. That goes there. And I think that's it. Double check everything. Yep, we're ready to go. So let me show you. All right, so this is your main cross. Where did I cut off? Right there. Yes, because that's part of 10. Confused myself a little bit. This is your main cross right here. Going like that. This is part of the left. So then we got running up the sides with number 7. Number 8 position, number 9, and final outcome number 10. So let's get to work. All right, Capricorn. Let's see what May has in store for my great Capricorns. Just moving this over so I can see it a little clearer. And let's start at the beginning, shall we? Because they want to talk about work. I don't know if this whole thing is going to be about work. I do have a few moving parts for work, for sure. At least that's where it starts. Let's go there first, Capricorn. The first, you and all that you are, they show that you guys are doing such a good job with work. Man, you guys are just, round of applause. I got to drop my gemstone to give you a little round of applause there. You guys are doing a great job in the work corner. Work corner is work, business, enterprise, area of study, collegiate courses, retirement, if you're of that age, entrepreneurship, the JOB for most people, also hobbies and interests, whatever you put your time into that's not at home. So that is the main thing here that you are doing a good job on, that they want to applaud you with. However, when we have good things in tarot, we want a continuance of the good things in tarot. So they're saying do more of it. You just got to keep going. You guys are doing such a great job. Why stop now? No reason to. Keep going. You guys are doing great. Now, what is crossing you here? A lot of you, it's some form of injury, and they actually show it on the mend. So this is a much better position than going into an injury. Of course, recovering is much better than being hurt. Okay, but some of you have been physically hurt. It is the card of physical ailment. This can also be just being beaten up, especially if there's going back and talking about work again here. Maybe some of you have really been put through the ringer at work, had to work a lot of hours, had to work really hard or strenuous jobs, something like that. But being on the mend here, whether it's physical or more kind of theoretical, they're saying here that things are improving. Okay, so things are on the mend, whether it's getting better at work, like it's healing, or it's your body that is actually healing. Either way, it's a good momentum, good transition. I like the way it looks. So just keep all that stuff in mind. As we move backwards in the past position is important because it still is pulling through into your current month, which is May. Now, they show the death card. So some of you may have experienced a death in the family, somebody that you care about, somebody that you love, but for the most part, I read the death card not like that. I read the death card as like a complete renewal, like clean slate, where there can be no carryover from before. So if it's something like you change a job, it's like you leave the job and you don't look back. You don't go back, you don't look back. If you cut out a habit, let's say smoking, for example, you don't smoke once in a while, you smoke never again. Okay, so it's full 110%, not 99. Not 98, doesn't cut it. So whatever that is that they're referring to, what you've done there in your past, if it's not talking about a person here that's carrying into your May, they're talking about that. They're talking about that complete getting rid of something fully. The complete renewal of something. It's like regrowth and rebirth. It also reminds me of like when the lava comes through and it wipes out land. It wipes out the trees and the branches and all that stuff. Well, that land is very fertile, so it can grow back up. That's the purpose of this. That is the purpose of where we enter May for Capricorns, because they say take back your power. And in the past, I think a lot of you Capricorns maybe surrendered a certain amount of your power, and Spirit here is saying, hey, you know what? Let's use this opportunity for the good. Let's get back on track. Take your power back, Capricorn, and what better time to do that than now? They're saying, in the card it says, use your God-given power and intention to manifest blessings into your life. All things that you can do when you take back your power. Bring back the control to you. It's very empowering stuff. As we move into your future position now, this is now moving into the near future. So not far away, but we have blocked new love, something that is very exciting for different people going through different things. It's not always romantic love. It certainly could be coming in very, very soon for a lot of Capricorns, but this is also just something that is really close to your heart, coming in very soon. Well, let's say you're married, for example. Well, that's not going to be new love. That's going to be like a new chapter of new love, where you just move the relationship to the next phase, or just maybe a really nice, happy phase where things are just going really good and everybody's understanding each other, communicating very well, and very happy. Okay, so that is a wonderful thing to see. The only thing that I'm a little bit tweaked about is that it's on a block, but that could just be because it's not here now. So they're letting you know that this is on its way. This is just not here right now. Maybe not in May either. Maybe it's June. We're only reading for May, so I can't kind of push that far ahead into June, but looks very interesting coming up for Capricorn. As we move into your above position, this is telling you something that you're aware of, okay? They're basically saying, Capricorn, you are aware of, well, first of all, the card has a few different definitions in a general reading. When we're sharing the Capricorn bubble energy, I try to give it to you all, or at least as many as I can. One definition of this card is sickness, like actual sickness, like a germ, flu, virus, something like that. Some of you may have been going through something like that recently, or this could be a sickness up here where it's more mental and cerebral, something like stress, something like anxiety and really concern in yourself, maybe lack of sleep because of all that. So that is something you're aware of, and Spirit is saying, hey, it's time to kind of take a good look at this, okay? Even though you're aware of it, it's coming up in your spread for a reason. Maybe because in May there's going to be more of these factors, and maybe opportunities for you to address it too. That's what it's all about there. Now, before I get into your bottom position, this is one of the most intriguing positions in the Celtic Cross, to me at least, because now we're talking about something that you're not aware of. So this is mysterious. You don't know anything about this right now. So we're going to talk about this when we come back, because I'm going to break away to tell you about the brand new gemstone that I'm so excited about in the shop. The new product in the store. Go through the moon cycle so you know how to pull things in and out of your May very, very fluently. And we're going to jump back to this bottom position. So I'll be right back. Okay guys, it is moon cycle forecast time, but first I'm going to break order a little bit here because I'm just so excited about the new gemstone in the shop. I got to tell you about it first. I can't wait, and it is citrine. You notice I got citrine here on my work table here, my tarot table, I got raw citrine. I also have a piece of gemstone tumbled polished citrine. I love them both so much that I have them both here, but citrine is a must for business, for profession. If you have an office, a place of business, citrine is huge for that. A host of other great things too. Basically, clear quartz under different pressure becomes citrine, and under a different pressure becomes amethyst. So huge high vibration stone there. You're gonna see right here the different pictures of the citrine. They are large, just like my piece that's on the table here, the tumbled one, as well as the write-up. The write-up, I'm just gonna go over it very quickly because I want you to go to the website and check it out. Check out the full scope of all the great things citrine does for your health, for spiritual health, for metaphysics, the whole lot. It's great for so many things, guys. Worth checking out, scottsagent.com. While you're at scottsagent.com, make sure you're signed up for the newsletter. We're gonna be doing a free reading here very soon. Just, a little bird in my ear here telling you a little bit of advice ahead of time that there is a free reading coming. So if you know anybody interested in free readings, tell them to join the newsletter. Also, the newsletter sign up is free on the website, scottsagent.com, on the bottom of every single page. So let's talk about that new product on the website. It is a huge one, guys. It is called Telling Time. More than likely, you've seen me do a Telling Time reading for your sign before. It comes up once in a while. Now, last month was huge. I did 4 telling times for the different signs, and they don't come up very much. So that's Spirit's way of saying, hey, you know what, Scott? We got to get telling time out there to the public, to the masses, get them on with this. Now, what is telling time good for? Telling time presents a window of opportunity for you. Within the next year, usually it is set in the future, and it's Spirit's way of saying, hey, this is the best time to do this. So if you have a question with the word when in there, that is what telling time is good for. When should I sell my house? When should I start looking for a new job? When would be a good time for me to find true love? When is a good time for me to start a 401k? When is a telling time deal? That is available right now on the website, scottsagent.com. I'll show you examples of that too. There's a link on there if you want to see more about telling time. But let's get those moon cycles, guys, because we have what is called a new moon. That is called a black moon coming in the month of May. But the first thing that hits, guys, is on May 5th, and that is our full moon. Most people view my videos right here, beginning of the month, May 1, 2, and 3. And if that's the case, and that's you are in that full moon energy right now, guys, and this is the best time in the entire month to get anything out of your life that you don't want there anymore at all, that you got to get rid of. Could be a person, you got to purge some people out of your life, some negativity. Maybe some of you got to sell something, finish up an old project, repurpose something. If it's got to go out of your life, kick a bad habit, doesn't matter what it is, but the full moon energy presents great opportunities to do such things. Adversely, we have that new moon energy that comes in kind of middle to late part of the month. That hits on the 19th, the apex there, but you don't have to do these things on the exact date. There is a flow of the tides going in. Tides coming in, tides coming out, but these are the moon cycles. So here is your new moon energy hitting on the 19th, but pretty much a week around there is the greatest time to bring things in to your life. If you're trying to attract it, you're trying to get a new job, you're trying to bring in new money, you're trying to bring in new love. If the word new is attached to it, new health. New moon. Very easy to remember in that way. It is called the black moon because it's the third new moon in the season. It's a little slang there. It's called the black moon. And of course, the new moon is the absence of the moon, so it makes sense. So that is the moon cycles, what's going on. Brand new products in the shop I'm very excited about. You guys got to check it all out when you can, when you find time. Make your way over to the website. But let's get back to your reading. Okay, Capricorn, back to the bottom position here. We're telling you something you're not aware of, and what they're saying here is that there is a very important correspondence that is going to come in your May. So they want you to be listening for it, watching for it. They give us a little clue here because they give us the swords. Swords is the suit of air, so that means this is a message that is traveling through the air. Something like an email does. Something like a phone call or a text message also does. So when that comes up, I always tell people, hey, make sure you check your old email accounts. You never know. There may be something very important for you in there that you wouldn't check otherwise if Spirit didn't tell us about this. They also they were nice enough to tell you when this is coming. This is going to be late in May. Most of my audience view these videos early in May. It's not right now, guys. Wait a couple weeks. May 15th through the end of May is more than likely when most of this is going to hit for you guys. Very important phone call that you don't want to leave on silent, right? Or an email that you don't want to left on unread. You want to check this stuff out. It's very important. And even if it's a text message, it doesn't matter what it is. Spirit is saying, hey, we got an important correspondence coming through in late May for my Cappies. Enough of you that they want to talk about it in your general. So there you go. As we move into spot number 7 here, this is your advice. They want you, for the advice, they're saying, you know what, Cappies? Let's get away from the drama a little bit, especially if there's drama at work. Don't feed into it. It's not worth your time. This is little stupid human drama stuff. From Spirit's perspective, they're like, what are these silly Capricorns doing? That is not what they should be doing at all. Like, that's just stupid. Stupid human drama stuff. That's what they talk about here. So it's little stick fights. It's like kids playing with sticks and hitting each other. Nothing gets accomplished. It is just a waste of time, waste of energy. So that's your advice from Spirit, especially if in regards to work, but even other areas too. Drama in your family life or drama in your health corner. It doesn't matter where it pops up, really. As we move up, now we get into your environment. That's what this whole Celtic cross was about. They want to really push, and it goes back to the past thing that we talked about too. It's almost the same kind of connection, which is very intriguing to me, because they're talking about here the need to really take authority in your love corner. Love corner is anybody close to your heart here. This is not just your love and relationship partner. This is your family, your group of friends. Sometimes even pets can be talked about in here. They're saying you need to take authority with the group, with the family, maybe with your partner too. Who's to say what version of this is for you? That's why the context is key for understanding in general. But they really say you need to take authority. You need to take charge here. Decide what is best for you instead of letting everybody else decide what is best for you here. Okay, so that is what's going on around you, and that's what they're saying. You can't leave yourself off on an island by yourself. Okay, so you need to attend to your needs appropriately and take the power back, which is what we talked about before. As we move up, number 9. This is hopes and fears, and this is a hope, obviously, because it's a positive moving out of some stagnation. And this is more mental stagnation, too. So we do have a lot of cerebral type of mental anguishy stuff going on for a lot of Capricorns in the month of May. But a lot of it is actually past position. So a lot of it is kind of, you've been through it. But still, this is a hope of yours that, you know what, hey, I hope that this stuff just doesn't bother me anymore in my head. That mentally I can get clearer, I can get focused, and I don't have to worry about the stresses and the anxiety and whatever else is bothering you. And that's all good stuff to have. It's a good hope. But at the same time, if it's not real, which is what swords do kind of talk about here, an underlying tone is that this could be illusionary stuff. This may not even be real. You may be stressing out or being anxious about something in the future. That's usually what it's attached to. And the future hasn't happened yet. So all the energy that you put into worrying about that kind of stuff is just flushed down the toilet. It's a waste of energy. It's a wash, because you're worrying about something that may not ever occur because you're only here in the present moment. So just keep that in mind, that you may be worrying about nothing. And when you kind of realize that it's not real, you can take the power back, like what we talked about here, and not let it have so much control over you. And that way it's not running around your head like a nonstop, when you're trying to go to sleep or any time else. When we move up to number 10, this is your final outcome for May. It's a very nice push here, and they're saying you've made a major decision by the end of the month. A lot of you. Major decisions being made left and right for my Capricorns. It's going to affect people differently, but the clue they give us here is, first of all, to make the decision. If there's a major decision that needs to be made and you guys take all of May and don't make it, it's not going to set you up very good for the months beyond, for the summer. It's just not going to look so good. They give us another clue here with counselor. They're letting you know that you are a natural counselor and that many people benefit from your guidance and your reassurance. So long story short, they're telling you that through this decision, you're going to actually be able to help other people, more than likely, which is a great thing. That's knowledge, when it is shared and applied, is when it becomes wisdom. So very good blowing the horn there. Major decisions being made. I encourage you to do such things, Capricorn. So let's get into... I'm going to do the rune stone first before the animal totem. So I'm going to pull that right now. They're already mixed up. I'll give one more swirl. And here we go. Capricorn rune stone for May. It's going to be this guy right here. And this is the rune stone of opening. So they're saying that there is an opportunity here. Things are opening up in the month of May. What are you going to do with this opening? Well, that is completely up to you. could go back to that decision at the end of the month. That is an opportunity, an opening, right? Let's see what else. The opening for the opportunity for taking control of your love corner. Okay, an opening in May. Take control of this, guys. That's what they're saying. You want to take control, take back your power. You kind of see that echo throughout the entire cross, quite truthfully. So opening, the last thing I'm going to attach to it is the future position. Give you guys a lot of hope for this opening, this new love that is on the horizon, just not here right now. Just, you got to keep running the race. You got to get there. You're not there yet. Okay, so opening. Very good runestone to finish off what has been a good reading. Let's grab those animal totems, Capricorn. We're doing 2 of them. I can do that one, and I can do that one too. Both number 7s, interestingly. All right, referring to my sheet because I have so many animal totems, I don't have them all committed to memory. Our first animal that we're moving out of is a rooster. We're moving out of rooster energy, and I promise he's not going to get burned standing on my candle. I had a rooster for another sign too. I forget what that is right now, but that was the same position here as your animal totem. Very interestingly. I don't think you're going to get the second one the same too, but at least we got a lot of signs moving out of rooster energy in this month. So let's see what you're moving into. You are moving into, if I can find it, moving into frog. We are moving from rooster into frog. Okay, well, very, very different animals there. Let's talk about removing rooster first. Rooster is very masculine energy, first of all. Very logical, very by the book, a little strong, but too strong. Got to have a little softer touch to it, a little woman's touch. Rooster is also very coordinated, very by the book, planner. You know, he's always up at the crack of dawn, cooing and cawing, and you know, he's taking things a little seriously here. So moving away from the masculine energies, moving a little bit more feminine in the month of May. Activities, too, that are very productive for feminine activities are stuff like yoga, gardening, any kind of stuff that's not like tackle football, you know, much softer type of energy going on there. What else with rooster that we're pulling away from? So we talked about masculine. Also, they're talking about getting much more grounded. The frog has little sticky pads, you know, he can climb up vertically, where the rooster has flight. So they're saying, hey, it's not about launching right now. It's about getting more back down to earth a little bit here. Get more grounded. Best way to get grounded, take a nice hot bath, get out into nature, go to the beach, get your feet in the sand, all that kind of stuff. Very grounding there from rooster into frog. So as we move more into frog now they're talking about an amphibian here. So multiple stages of life. Well, I guess the rooster comes from that too, from eggs and so forth. But the amphibian, much different. You know, the skin is very tender, first of all. You know, throw salt on a frog, he's not going to be very happy with you. I don't think it's going to murder him or anything like that, but he's going to, you know, they're very sensitive. Their skin is very thin. So in that way, I think Spirit is saying it's actually okay to be a little vulnerable here in May. You don't have to worry about the thicker skin, or in this case, the rooster, which has, you know, chocked full of feathers. He doesn't have to worry about, you know, getting sunburned or being out in the sun or any of that kind of stuff. He's just fine in that category. The frog has to be a little bit more cautious about it. The frog is also extremely opportunistic, where the rooster is more just kind of pecking all day, getting his food here and there, and the frog has to wait for, he's got to pick his moments. Okay, so in that same way, you need to be smart with the moments that you pick, just like that decision they talked about at the end of your month. Okay, the frog being take your shot, but do it smart. Okay, so the frog has an opportunity to catch this moth or this butterfly or something like that's flying by it. It's got to hit it, or it's going to miss it, and it's going to be hungry. Okay, so that is the opportunistic part of that. If there's anything else from rooster into frog that I think of that is very relevant, I know we've been through a lot. That was a pretty chock full one of information there for you guys. But if there's anything else that is important that occurs to me, I'm going to put that in the text above my head. That's what this is for. I like to give you guys the full scope, and that concludes what has been a very interesting reading for Capricorn, and I thank you so much for tuning in. Please remember to like and subscribe so you see the future readings. I do these every single month. And have a great May. I'll talk to you soon.